Hello, welcome to the Guideline Development Tool video series. Today's video will be on generating a grade evidence table. Before we begin, we're going to need to create a new project file, just like the one you can see here. This particular file is one that I'd created previously, but for the purposes of today's video, we will generate a new one. It should also be noted that you have the option to import a file from Revision Manager. Let's start our new project file by clicking Start New. We will call our project Thermoplasty, and then click Create. On this page, we can begin the question generation process. Here we have the option to add a management question or add a diagnostic question. We will move to the next step by clicking Add Management Question. On this page, we can actually generate our question. This can be done by changing the values in the empty fields. Today's question will be, should bronchial thermoplasty versus sham thermoplasty or usual care be used for patients with severe asthma? Note that as the values are changed, your question will begin to appear in this box right here. Once you are satisfied with your question, you can click Save on the right-hand side of the screen. Your question will now appear here. We can move to the next step by clicking our question. This should bring us to the grade evidence table. If for some reason it does not, you can view it by clicking the eye in the top right-hand corner of the screen and then selecting Grade Profile 1 row. Let's take a moment to analyze our grade evidence table. The table contains many columns such as number of studies, study design, risk of bias, inconsistency, indirectness, imprecision, and any other considerations. Together, these all lie underneath the quality of assessment column. Furthermore, there is also a summary of findings data column, a quality of evidence rating, and an importance rating. In order to add an outcome to our table, we can select Add Outcome. Before adding any quality assessment data, we're going to need to enter the basic information about our outcome. We will call it hospitalization and say that the length of follow-up was a median of 4 months. We will also say that the data was pooled. To begin adding quality assessment data, we can click any of the empty boxes underneath our basic information. We will say that the number of studies was 3, study design was randomized, risk of bias, not serious, inconsistency, not serious, indirectness, not serious, imprecision, not serious, and any other considerations, such as publication bias, undetected. Of course, these values may change depending upon the guideline you're using. It should also be noted that a quality of evidence rating of high has appeared. This value will appear lower if any column to the right of risk of bias or to the left of number of patients is changed from not serious to serious. When we attempt to do this, the program will ask us to give an explanation in a footnote. The process of adding footnotes will be addressed in another video, so for now I will just close this box. As explained before, the quality of evidence changed from high to moderate when this value was changed. We are now ready to start adding summary of findings data. So we will say that the number of patients with bronchial thermoplasty is 40 out of 260, and the number of patients with sham thermoplasty or usual care is 14 of 169. And then we will say that the relative confidence interval is 2.27 from 1.31 to 3.94. When this value is selected, our absolute confidence interval is calculated for us. The only thing left to do is to select an importance rating. We will say this time that the importance is 7. Of course, that may change depending on which outcome you have. We have now completed an outcome for our grade evidence table. I will fast forward the video to a completed evidence table. I've now finished adding 2 more outcomes to my grade evidence table. I've added a death outcome and an admission to the ICU outcome. It should be noted that the grade evidence tables on the GDT program allow up to 7 outcomes. When the outcomes are aligned like this, we are able to compare the quality of evidence ratings. It should be noted that the more serious quality assessment values there are, the lower the quality of evidence score will be. You can see how the scores went from moderate to low to very low. This concludes our tutorial on how to create a grade evidence table.